Hi, I'm back to talk about my April craft recap and creative diary. I'm so excited to talk about my sewing and my handstand progress and my writing. Let's start with all of the sewing that I did this month. This month I started working on 2 sewing projects. If you saw my sewing haul video or one of my recent shorts, then you've probably heard about both of these. I am currently working on my Ren Fair costume for this year and some more overalls. Let's talk about my Ren Fair costume first. So I want to make another fairy costume this year, but the theme is going to be mushroom/toadstool. It was really easy to choose this theme because a dear friend of mine crocheted and gifted me a mushroom toadstool hat for my birthday, and she mentioned that this could be a really cute Ren Fair outfit and I could see you as like a little mushroom fairy. So I did debate doing something other than a fairy this year, but I really do love dressing up as like the little magical creature, and making wings specifically has been very fun. So I'm gonna continue with the fairy theme. So currently what I'm working on is the top for this costume. I am actually upcycling my old college graduation dress for this. What I love about this dress is it has a triangle ruffle panel on one side, and as a dress it made this beautiful asymmetrical moment. But what I'm thinking for my Ren Fair costume is that I can cut off the skirt to make this a top and then use that extra fabric to create a second side panel ruffle situation. So then as a top, it has 2 panels on essentially my hips. And I love it because it kind of looks like flower petals, and like the fabric feels very whimsical and fairy-like. So I hope it gives the magical whimsy look that I'm looking for. So far I have cut off that skirt and cut out the pieces I will need for the triangle panel. I need to figure out the measurements for my ruffle portion that will go on the edge of the fabric, and then I can sew it all together. Other than this top, I am thinking of either making or buying the bottoms, which I think like maybe a pair of bloomers would be really cute, or a really ruffly skirt. And then I'm thinking like some white lacy tights with that would be really adorable. And then to tie in like the full mushroom toadstool theme, a little red vest I think would be really, really cute. And then of course the hat, some fairy wings, and we'd be set. But we'll see when I get done by the time Ren Fair happens. It is not a lot of time. The other project I am working on is making more pairs of overalls. What can I say? I loved the first pair that I made, and I have ideas for how to tweak the pattern. The main inspiration for this project was actually some bed sheets that I got from my family to use as like free fabric. It was a lot of bed sheets, but I immediately picked out a green, purple, and floral pattern sheet. And I thought that these would work really well together in just any project. Then I started thinking about my mock-up overalls, and I really loved the mismatched panel look that I created, which was by accident. I was just using bed sheets to make a mock-up, but the red and white I think are really cool. So for these overalls, I have taken those bed sheets and I have cut out all of the pieces needed to make a full pair of overalls out of each sheet. But what I'm going to do is mix and match those pieces so that I can create unique pairs of overalls using all of the different pieces. I also want to take one of these pairs and turn it into like a shorts version for the summer. The challenge of this project though is going to be working with these old bed sheets because they had stains, some had tears, and they're just like kind of more worn out fabric. So I don't think this is something that I could necessarily sell. I'm hoping that maybe one of the pairs is solid enough to see if anybody would buy it. But I'm planning on most of these just going into my wardrobe and using them for the summer. The other thing I'm excited though for is, given all of the tear and wear on the fabric, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to test out some of the mending and patching techniques that I've seen online. So I think I'm gonna specifically make one pair out of like the worst fabric out of each sheet, and that's just gonna turn into like a test project for mending and patching and all of that. Next up, let's talk about what I cooked this month. So this month I made fish tacos, lamb skewers, slow cooker pork curry, pulled pork sandwiches, and marinated chicken and rice. 2 of these recipes were slow cooker recipes, and can I say, having a slow cooker has been amazing. It has really helped during the weeks where I do not want to cook. I think the best recipe this month though was the lamb skewers. My boyfriend has made this before, and it was a hit the first time and it was a hit the second time. The meat and veggies are marinated and they cook so well when they're grilled, or even if you bake them in the oven. Let's talk about dance and handstands next. So I'm very excited to say that I have made some pretty big progress, at least it feels like it, in my handstands this month. This month I have been taking more handstand classes. Usually I would take a class like once a month, like a specific handstand class once a month. But this month they have offered an additional class at the studio I go to. And so I've been taking a handstand class almost weekly. Missed a couple of weeks, but almost weekly. And it has been huge, this particular class, because we've really focused on working through the fear of falling. And so with that, we've done some specific exercises where we have a mat and we do a handstand and fall onto the mat. So specifically working on doing like a forward roll out of a handstand. And the big breakthrough for me has been working on those forward rolls and having a mat to land on. Because it's there, I can actually push through the fear, or there's like not much fear anyway, and I can practice like holding shapes and trying to hit poses and whatnot, which is harder for me if I don't have like a wall or a mat, because I'm working through then a lot of fear of like, well, I don't want to go all the way upside down because then I risk falling. But because I don't have that fear with the mat, and because I have been finding some balances, I've been feeling more brave when I try things against a wall or with a spot or without anything. I've really found my balance in just like a standard handstand pose, but also a stag position. And then I have been doing better at jumping into a tucked position. And I'm actually finding that I really enjoy that one in particular. It's been so exciting and energizing to see some significant progress in this skill. Like, this is such a good reminder that if I keep showing up, if I keep doing my best, I can overcome my fears. And other than handstands, dance is going very well. Actually, the handstand progress has been helping in my other classes. I take pole classes, and the skill that I'm currently working on is called a brass monkey. In this skill, you go upside down and hook a leg on the pole, and I am getting so close to nailing this. I can honestly do the skill, but mentally, I still need a spot to really send it. But I can feel the mental blocks getting smaller and smaller. So I do think hopefully very soon I will be able to just do it all on my own. Okay, well, the final thing to talk about is writing. Honestly, I have not been writing a lot this month. I've been going through some stressful and tough times, and it makes me not want to sit at a computer for longer than I have to. But I am at the tail end of that difficult period, and I'm already finding that I want to write again, and that I want to express myself through words on a page. It just really is such a good mental and emotional release. I can really get lost in the story that I'm trying to tell, and I love the feeling of entering a flow state. So hopefully next month I will have more of an update on my fanfic and writing progress. Though actually, one update I have about my fanfic is that we got more fan art. I feel so lucky to have built this relationship through my fic. The artist and I email occasionally, and it's fun to get to talk about the fandom and then, of course, see their wonderful art that they've made. But that is all I have for you guys for this month. It's crazy because I feel like I did very little, but looking back, I can see the small pieces of progress that I made, and it feels like I've done more than I thought. So thanks for watching. I make videos like this every month, so subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. And as always, you're so cool, you are so talented, and you're so hardworking. Love you, bye!